I have said many times before, I am sick and tired of watching videos, reading stories about these MAGAt pussy weirdos that are so ass backwards. Something needs to give. There needs to be some type of federal law enacted which holds these people accountable. I don't give a shit about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech doesn't mean anything when you are directly endangering or threatening other people. Freedom of speech doesn't mean you can yell fire in a crowded theater where there is no fire. Freedom of speech does not mean you can threaten whoever the hell you want to threaten, endanger whoever the hell you want to endanger, because you believe freedom of speech means you have the unfettered right to just say, make whatever verbal noise you want, anywhere you want, whenever you want. That is absolutely untrue. I have just located 2 new videos of MAGAt pussies pulling their shit on innocent people. Once again, your politicians, social media, all of this vitriolic right-wing rhetoric is just further emboldening these people. The more it's allowed to go on, the more they get the message it's okay to do what they do. I have said many times you have to deal with these people the way you would a little dog that shits on the braided rug. You need to bop them on the nose and say, no. You need to remind them who is in charge. You need to remind them when they do something wrong that it's wrong. Just like a little misbehaving dog or a small child. You have to have zero tolerance when it comes to certain things. If they get away with something and you do nothing, it is no different than saying you're completely fine with what they did. They get the message that what they did results in no consequences. As a result, they do it again. And the next time they do it, they take it a little further. And this will keep going on with people like these that have no ability for critical thinking. They have no real conscience. They've got a serious number of problems, which is why they do these things to begin with. You have to have zero tolerance. You cannot allow it to keep going on because it will only get worse. That's why I say something has to be done. Here's the first one. Racist MAGA Nazi tells black woman she's an animal and that he'll break her jaw in front of her children, mind you.
You need to get my child.
You need to get out of my space right now.
I dare you.
Get the camera out. Get the camera out. It's recording. Thank you. You're recorded. And this is going to be aired. And we'll see if you have a job tomorrow.
That's great.
We'll see if you have a job tomorrow.
Yes, I will have it.
I'd give it till the end of the week. He's definitely not going to have a job anymore.
We'll see. This is going to get aired.
That's great.
You do not come in a woman's space and threaten to break her jaw. You do not threaten to break my jaw.
Listen,
you do not threaten to break my jaw. Do you understand? Because I have my mace. And they can go really, really bad. Let's call the police right now because you threatened me on camera.
Yes.
Yes, call the police.
If my child gets hurt,
let's call the police.
I am not going to go drive.
Ah, now he wants to bring up children. He gets in her face, look at this condescending piece of shit, piece of MAGA shit. Now he wants to bring up the safety of children. Now that the camera is on.
Call the police. Call them right now. Because you're not going to threaten me.
Let's go.
Siri, call my love. You are not going to threaten me. How dare you? You don't come in my face either. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Call Ruth. Call Ruth, our attorney. My attorney is on the way. Is he joking? He came in my face. Is he joking?
What happened?
Call Vilas.
And let me guess, those are all his kids. Those poor fucking kids.
Don't cry, Naya. He's over here. Oh, he has a nerve to come in my face. Don't cry. Did you get it all? Yeah, pretty sure.
Those are her kids, or the kids of whoever she happens to be with. Talking about safety of his kids. Bringing it up on camera like it's going to save him. Threatens to break a woman's jaw in front of her children.
A huge guy who got on my face. I need to call Ruth. He's going to break my jaw. I need to call Ruth. We're at the park, and he said that I'm video leak. We're at the park. No, we're at the park, and he said something to BJ. So BJ came to us, and I said, I come up, and he's like, hey, how's it going? I said, good. He's like, I said, is everything okay? He said, we're going to see. I said, all right, great, we'll see. He comes up to my face, and threatens to break my jaw. Yes. Yes. And we have it all on.
That fucking smug-ass grin off your face. Somebody ought to tell him that those sunglasses went out of style like 20 fucking years ago, by the way. You know, that's a smile that says, it's so pathetic. He still thinks he's intimidating her, but he knows what's up.
Camera, and we're going to put this on YouTube. We're going to put this on Facebook.
I don't
We're
care.
going to put this
I don't care
everywhere.
about how entitled you are. Yes, you do.
Get out of my face.
Ma'am,
Get out of my face.
Animal,
Get out of
you
my
need to
face.
take care of your
Get out of my face. You're the only animal. Darren, get out of my face. He just called the police. Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, I did call the police.
Yeah, Terry. A Karen. That's who you are. You are not going to talk to my nephew like that.
You don't care who your nephew
And I
is.
don't care who your son is.
It wasn't even about my son. It was about her son.
Well, she should have came to me.
You know
not
what?
You. She's a woman
It's
to
people
woman.
like
not
you.
Not you. You
Okay.
came in my face and you tried to break my jaw. You're a man. I'm a woman.
You're not a woman.
Oh, and you think you're a man?
Yeah, but he's a big man, ain't he? You know, I don't know.
In a woman's face?
You want me to come in your face?
Oh, I have my knife. I dare you. I'm waiting. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you.
Yeah, you know better now, don't you?
I'm not a woman.
You know what's necessary, sir?
You know, a lot of these little, I don't know what word I could say. A lot of these MAGAT fucks, they love using the same retorts. You get that once in a while. You know, not a woman, you're a this, you're a that. Right there out loud, they are attempting to dehumanize you. They're gearing themselves up for putting their hands on you. Like if they say out loud they've determined you're not a person, that makes it okay. I would have maced this motherfucker anyway. I would have pulled his glasses off and maced him anyway. That woman was being way too kind.
I did nothing to him. I told him you don't talk to the kids like that.
Put your shoes on. Chris, put your shoes on. We can wait till the police come.
Yeah, because we have him on camera. And it's going to go on Facebook, it's going to go on YouTube, it's going to go everywhere. Let's see what his employer thinks about him coming to a woman's face and telling her that he's going to break my job.
I'm so sorry it had to happen. But it was my son that was there. And he actually, just for the sake, he didn't actually say anything bad.
Not just her. He's got the balls to mention children. After the camera goes on, of course. Surrounded by children pulling the shit.
But we all but you saw what happened. I came here, I said, everything okay? He said, we'll see. He came in my face, and I told him I need 6 feet. And that's when he said, he doesn't have to give me 6 feet, and he will break my jaw.
Yeah, okay, I'm just saying he didn't say anything bad.
But did you see that
This
part?
all would have been
He came in my
solved
face.
if you just would have respected when I said, please watch your child from not going to
No.
This all would have been solved if he would just respected. Because he shows so much respect to grown women, strange women in a public park. Notice how quickly he changes his position now that some really big guys are approaching her to ask her what happened.
I said, give me
Ma'am?
6 feet.
Ma'am?
You came in my face.
Ma'am,
because I said,
No, not because you don't go in a woman's
you're
face.
trash.
And so are you.
No.
So are you. You never go in a woman's
All I
face.
care about is the kids'
I don't
safety.
care about what
That's
you
it.
say. You do not come in my face.
It's not even my
You do
kid.
not come in my face.
I don't know how many guys came in your face, okay?
No. You can't call her trash, though.
You came in my face.
That's not what you're going to do, sir. You're not going to have that.
Okay.
And you have your own kids. Like, you can't call people trash
In front of your kids. And you call me classless? Look at you.
It's not going to work. And if you're
Because
going
you
to
want me to go to you when your kid
I
says
would
something
never
wrong
go
or
into
you're
someone's
nasty?
face.
I stopped them before something happened.
I understand.
Okay?
All I said,
and what was going to happen, mister? I'm going to break your fucking jaw, you animal.
was,
Ma'am, I am
what's
not
the
talking to
problem?
you. I'm
Kids.
talking to him.
I don't care. I can do what I
know
want
you
to do.
don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck either. I'm not listening to any maggot piece of shit who approaches me at a park.
Because you don't have any class.
And neither do you. In front of your daughter talking to another woman like that.
You're not a woman, okay?
And you are not a man.
Wow, this guy has a fucking daughter.
You are not a man. It's all recorded. It's all recorded.
But look how you're talking to her. You're telling her she's not a woman. She might be a transvestite. But then you're trying to have a serious conversation.
He's a joke.
With
No,
you. I don't
that's my cousin.
He's a joke.
Where's Bruce? I don't care. But you're not going to talk to my cousin like that. Then they're going to have a conversation with me.
I'm just trying to prove my point. I only care
You
about
can't
the kids'
prove it.
safety.
You're not proving.
Prove what point? That you're a maggot piece of shit? You know, it would be a much better lesson for his daughter to get knocked the fuck out right about now.
A point.
Okay, let's go.
If you cared about the kid's safety, you wouldn't even talk like that. You wouldn't even talk like that. That's just
And that's exactly. And now you see exactly how he came to me. He came and kept me in my face.
It's not working. And if you want to call the cops, at least stick around for your police.
Come here already.
All right, we'll have the camera. You're on camera, so you
That's
can.
fine. I don't care.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, you will
Oh,
care.
yeah,
You'll see.
We do.
Let's go.
We'll see if you have an apology on ABC News tomorrow.
I don't care. You're not
We'll
going to do
see.
anything to me.
We
You
will.
can't-
You are definitely going to care, honey buns. You're really going to care.
touch me. I work for myself.
We will see. And yeah, and 0 reviews on Google. We will see.
That's great.
Does he have any idea how many self-employed Karens have lost all their business because of this shit? Nobody gives a fuck if you work for yourself or not. Actually, I don't know if this came out today or yesterday. It's already over for his ass.
Put your shoes on. Please put your shoes on, Chris.
Keep recording him.
Yep, walk the fuck away. What you should have done at the start.
Put your shoes on.
Walk the fuck away. And piece of shit has been arrested multiple times for violence. Oh, his name is Carl Pukin. Pukin. Ha ha! His name is Pukin. Naples man facing charges in a June 10th racial confrontation at the movies was arrested Saturday on a warrant involving a second similar incident days later. Carl Pukin was arrested and booked into the Lee County Jail Saturday after Collier County warrant. $1,500 bond. Pukin, who his wife accused a 15-year-old of bumping into his child at the theater. He grabbed the victim, who is black, by the throat and pushed him to the ground, using racial slurs, and held the boy until bystanders separated them. Pukin's former wife, Kristen, identified him by name after she saw him in videos circulating online of an incident at Baker Park. He was charged with 1 count of battery in the cinema incident, separate incident in Naples, shared widely on social media. Oh, the video helped identify Pukin in the theater aggression. He used derogatory race and gender-based language to address the family. He is the defendant in 3 other cases in Collier County courts. 2 of the cases are pending, one for domestic violence, one for dating violence. Third is a reopened domestic violence case from 2019. I gave the company that came up with his name a call. Is he still associated with your company? No, sir, said with conviction and no hesitation. A happy ending. Love how he tried to lie in the video saying he worked for himself. So he didn't to begin with. Here's the footage, unhinged and prone to violence. Oh, God, is this the theater bullshit? Yes, it is. And I don't care if he tries to say his name is Pukin. It's Pukin. Call him Pukin. While he's holding his child. Holding a child, just grabs a kid by the throat and slams him to the ground. This is a guy using his kids as an excuse for racial and gender-charged violence against others. Kids should be put into child protection, absolutely. Probably why the ex identified him in both videos. She's building a sole custody case. Given the domestic violence charges, this is definitely needed. Can't believe he's actually only 41. 8 ages, a motherfucker. I love when complete a-holes like this finally face justice. Definitely some small dick energy. This man's devaluing my Oakleys. Those are the glasses of a man whose profile pic is a selfie inside of a pickup truck. Oakleys did that to themselves when they went out of style over 20 years ago. Gotta let them go, man. Which is when this dude peaked. Absolutely love once a man showed up, suddenly he wasn't so hostile and made sure to stand way back. Yeah, that's another feature of these assholes. They love getting up in your face because there is no other man there with you. They love getting up in your face because they know you're alone. Head is definitely thumb-shaped as well. Fetal alcohol syndrome for sure. Those are as Florida as a suit is to Wall Street. They can just say MAGA. The Nazi part is axiomatic at this point. True. Notice how he kept his distance as soon as another man came by this woman. Typical for dudes like that. Well, of course. Okay, I don't want to read 3 pages of arguments over whether pairing MAGA with the word Nazi is necessary. It's sad we can tell his political affiliation just through this video. MAGA does attract a certain crowd, you think? I look forward to the air conditioning and or waste management company he works for to fire him and publicly apologize for his actions. He wouldn't say that to a man. Of course he won't. White sunglasses says it all. Gotta be Florida. White douche canoe Oakleys he bought at a bodega. The Under Armour does look great over his man titties. The haircut and goofy-ass glasses say it all. Anytime I see that, I already know what's going on in the video. I feel bad for this dude's kids. Yeah, we all do. They'll be doing the same thing in about 10 years. His kids are future racists. Yep. Apparently there's another post showing her kids pushing other kids over in the park. I can't find it anywhere. Seems like something you should easily be able to find if it existed. Cognitive dissonance. Or you're just here to defend your ilk and minimize the racism. Either way, it's a bad look. His internet search history. Well, if we had some special type of law to deal specifically with this exact type of person and this exact type of behavior, then we'll be able to treat them just like we treat pedophiles. We'd be able to take away their kids and go into their home and confiscate all of their web accessing electronics and go through the search history, just like we should be doing to clergy. And here's another one. And this one is even newer, I believe. Racist MAGA Nazis. Again, that's a oxymoron. Well, not an oxymoron. That's an axiom right there. Racist MAGA Nazis force black kid to get out of their white neighborhood. There's the male resting bitch face right here. Those, I want to beat this kid so bad type of look, but he ain't going to do it, is he?
Right here, buddy. Right here. Tell me what you doing. Burning out, racing through my
They smashed his car window
fucking neighborhood.
out.
Burning out, racing through my fucking
told you
neighborhood.
not to.
Get out my face.
I'm not in your face. Get out of my neighborhood, you
Who
fuckwad.
got a gun?
I'm not in your face. Get out of my neighborhood. Holy shit.
The guy who's got a permit to carry it.
You got a gun?
You're the one that would get a
All right.
gun.
All right. All right,
Get
bet.
out of this neighborhood.
All right.
Look at these white fucks forming a little, forming a fucking mob around this kid after smashing his car window.
Get out of this neighborhood. You don't belong here, brother.
But y'all want to smash the fucking window? Smash the window?
Yeah, he did.
All of these motherfuckers should be arrested. These guys were arrested. Yes. I hate that this is a legitimate question. Florida men accused of attacking teen. Should have arrested Karen over there, too. Only in Florida. How did I know this was going to be Florida?
Donald Corsi and 61-year-old Howard Hughes face criminal charges after deputies say they attacked two teenage boys who were driving through their Lake Forest neighborhood in Sanford Tuesday night.
Right here, buddy. Right here. Tell me what you doing.
This cell phone video of the confrontation was recorded by 16-year-old Jermaine Jones, who had been driving the white Mercedes. He had a 15-year-old passenger, and according to the teens, they were headed to a friend's house to spend the night when the two men yelled at them for speeding. After the teens turned the car around to leave the area, they say the men forced them to stop and attacked.
Burning out, racing through my neighborhood. Burning out, racing through my
Told you
neighborhood.
not to. I'm not in your face. Get out of my neighborhood.
The teens say the men dented their car with a traffic cone and threw a rock through the back window. The arrest affidavit also says Hughes used the cone to hit one of the teens in the stomach. Jones's parents told West 2 News over the phone, while their son admits he was speeding, the men had no right to attack.
They could have simply called the police. They could have done anything, but the audacity of them to think that they could just do what they wanted to do because it's their neighborhood, is what they said. Get out of my neighborhood.
Jones's parents have obtained an attorney and want the men to face more serious charges.
I personally was appalled and disgusted. I cannot believe that in 2022 that grown men would treat a child this way. I really couldn't believe it.
What you do is you sue them civilly and ensure that it ain't their neighborhood no more. That's exactly what I would do. I'd sue them in civil court and I'd take their fucking houses. Two old guys were supposed to be the adults in a situation. Turns out my son was the adult in this situation. Indeed. Those kids were only 16, and this is in Sanford, Florida, the same neighborhood in which Trayvon Martin was followed and ultimately murdered. Holy shit, people defending these guys. You think MAGA is what makes people hateful and ignorant? People are always like this. Nah, but it sure as hell amplified it big time and made people far more emboldened to openly display their hatred. Of course they were always there. The MAGA movement just gave them the courage to stop hiding it. And monetized it. But the Red Hats made it easier to spot imbeciles in the wild. Good thing they're bright red, so you're able to spot them a mile away. Plain evil, isn't it? All you have to do is make people fearful, hateful, keep them ignorant, and you can have them break any law or ethical boundary in the name of protecting the children from whatever vague, nebulous threat they can find to justify it. He said he was burning out. If he were burning out, they'd be able to prove it because burnouts leave definite evidence. Stop being a tool. Holy shit. Arguing over whether or not to use MAGA. People defending these pieces of shit. I hate Reddit. I hate Reddit. Raskin to Bobo. Democrat is the noun. When you use it as an adjective, you say the word democratic. As if every time we mention the other party, it just came out with a kind of political speech impediment like the Banana Republican Party. Boebert will now come out as anti-Semitic. Aw, Greg Abbott the little piss baby. It'll trickle down. They're arguing in bad faith. They've weaponized compromise. They want a literal theocracy. Keep excusing their behavior. My ultra MAGA nephew is tired of living under tyrannical wokester rule and now proudly lives happy and free among the lions. I wish that were a real photo, so that the next day we could read his obituary. Welcome to Florida. It's not the heat, it's the stupidity. Lack of problem-solving skills and rigid thinking linked to vaccine refusal, study finds. Yeah, you didn't need to Photoshop the MAGA hats on it. Yes, Eli Lilly says it will cut the price of insulin to $35. I did that, Dark Brandon. GOP prepares to release new school safety program. Pray the guns away. Nope, they couldn't say guns. I mean, they would be that stupid to say that. But that would be admitting guns are a problem. So they would have to say, pray the shootings away. National divorce, unconstitutional secession from the United States. They're the same picture. Ugh. DeSantis goes to Iowa to speak. What are those meatballs? They look yummy. Ew. What I imagine reading Gangrene's story about a couple citizens using their freedom of speech to tell her off. The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. Oh, yes, those are my sentiments exactly. Trump supporters are barred from DeSantis' book signing. And this bullshit, Montana Republicans move to ban vaccinated people from donating blood, which will decimate the blood supply by over 80%. Yes, very bold strategy. And tell them they're not allowed to bring in blood from out of state either. You know? Natural selection. Let nature weed out the weakest among us. That would be real cool. Even Twitter fact-checked this. Good old David Hogg. With certain limitations is the part that gun nuts ignore. Yeah, David Hogg made the tweet, "You have no right to a gun, you're not a militia." Readers added context they thought people might want to know. While individual opinions, blah, 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 differ, U.S. Supreme Court has ruled it does protect an individual right to bear arms with certain limitations. That's the part gun nuts ignore. He's right. Just because modern people want to screech about "my free guns, pew pew," it literally says it is referring to a well-regulated militia. Literally the first 4 words. And it can be argued that well-regulated militia is in present day our National Guard. I have heard that being said. So, I don't even know if that would mean that a group of guys who buy their camo from an army surplus store can even go around calling themselves a militia. Stop using that term. Ooh, cost of retirement around the world. Whatever. Fighting for liberal values and policy. Opposing Trump on everything but do nothing beyond that. Okay. Aw, I don't care about cease and desist. Kitty's gonna make it all better. Yes, look at the little Mitu kitty. Look at the little baby. Aw, look at the fuzzy little raccoon. Ooh. A man casually shoots a homeless man in broad daylight as others watch and do nothing. Welcome to St. Louis. These almost exclusively Democrat-run metro areas are hellscapes. They are all becoming Detroit from RoboCop. Isn't St. Louis in Missouri? They have to blame Dems. It's the rule. St. Louis in Missouri, a red state. Maybe I misunderstood. Doesn't state law trump local, county, city laws? So has the state failed and he's blaming Democrats? Exactly. Remember, the GOP share the common affliction of denial through osmosis. While they first pushed the January 6th attack on the Capitol on BLM and Antifa, blaming them for what they deemed to be an act of domestic terrorism, that narrative quickly fell apart when in actuality it was well known they were all Trumpers. Suddenly, what they first referred to as domestic terrorism became nothing more than a family outing enjoying the day. Violence? What violence? Suddenly, there was no violence. It was fake news. These are the same people who swore an oath to God to protect and defend the Constitution. GOP is completely without principles. They toss them aside for greed and power at any cost. The entire party should be put to trial. GOP quickly ceased on what they perceived to be weakness to continue their lawlessness. Same with Jackson and Mississippi, red state that refuses to provide adequate funding for clean water. But to them, it's the fault of the black Democratic mayor that was just elected. What? Texas and Oklahoma both exclusively blame Democrats for everything, despite the fact Democrats have held zero power in either state for many years. Figured cucks of TikTok would be glad a homeless man died. Trust me when I tell you Georgia, conservative, full of shit Republican state, is exactly the same as what you're seeing here. GOP is a cancer. Damn. What? Wealth hack to become 500K richer. Have one less car in your family. Saves an average of $9,200 a year, including gas, maintenance, blah, blah, blah. $9,200 a year invested at 10% grows to 531K after 20 years. Wow. If I give up a car so that the family struggles and we put it in the right account, we might be able to have $500,000 in 20 years. We drop one car and no longer have one at all. Want another 500K? Get hit by a fucking bus. Want another $1,000,000? Kill your child. You'll get free room and board for life. This will save you $20K a year. Invest it in ramen noodles from the commissary. Let me check which one of the one cars I cannot get rid of. If you really want to rake in the big bucks, just sell your vacation home and invest it. 1 million vacation home sale invested at 50% growth. Come Rocket Coin is like 500 mil after 10 years. Also, have rich parents. It's worth a hell of a lot more than $500,000. I don't know why people don't do this one simple hack. Lack of initiative like this is why poor people stay poor. One simple trick to make you rich. Oy. So glad for this hack. My spare cars are just cluttering up the place, says no one ever. We could all do this if we had walkable, bikeable communities with great public transit. Yeah, the only car I could afford is a 12-year-old Corolla with 195,000 miles on it, and I'm running this bitch to 300. Yeah, it sucks. Where the fuck can I get a guaranteed 10% returns in investment accounts? Please enlighten me so I can roll over my 401k. I'm either misinformed or he's full of shit. Pet goat? Man, this sucks. Is the stock market guaranteed? Of course it isn't. The people that need money like this can't gamble with average ROI on 50K over 25 years. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Damn. What a piece of shit. This is what I'm talking about. The poorest communities voted for Joe Biden. He rewarded them with inflation. Democrats only care about controlling you no matter who gets hurt. Literally another know you reaction. These people have this brain parasite where they hear factual information. They hear what real people have to say about their politics, their party, and they legit just repeat, they parrot the same exact thing, but replace Republicans with Democrats. They replace MAGAt with libtard. This is what they fucking do. It's everything out of their mouth is nothing but a big, no, you. It's, I don't know if it's low IQ or if it's a mental illness for these people. And we know it's fact. Red states are the poorest. My state pays for their welfare. My state pays these people. Democrat counties account for over 70% GDP. Poorest communities are rural and white and red as fuck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all know this. This is just your textbook, know you, knee-jerk response to everything that's actually factual out there. I'll be right back. Do 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 do. I don't know. Hold on a sec. I want to go out on a little breaky, but I don't want to. I don't want to leave people anymore with just a blank screen or whatever. I need to put some music up here. God, I can't wait to get a new rig. I mean, I've already got some pretty good internet too, but oh, come on. Good old face palm. They've got some really good freak out videos. Okay. Your Comedy Minute. I see this dude all the time, and I never watch his videos. Okay, Comedy Minute.
Your Comedy Minute. That's not a dog, that's a bear.
Be back.
Su Yan is a woman from China.
Okay, let's start this over.
That's not a dog, that's a bear. Su Yan is a woman from China who bought what she thought was a Tibetan Mastiff puppy. She got it home, and it ate like a whole box of fruit and 2 buckets of noodles. So right away, Sue thought something was wrong. But for 2 years, she kept feeding it and loving it. It got to be like 250 pounds. She has said it started to look more like a bear the bigger it got. So she called people in and they said, yeah, you have an Asiatic black bear. It's not a dog, it's an Asiatic black bear. They tranquilized it. Everybody was scared, got it out of there. It's in a safe place, everything's good. But it made me wonder if Sue has any other pets or had any other pets. Hey, Sue, I just tried to pet your cat. It growled at me, and I think it may have taken off part of my finger, Sue. And your goldfish up there, Sue, in that big tank. It jumped out and ate my sandwich, Sue. Sue, I think it's a shark. It's not a goldfish. Hey, have a good one. I'll see you guys real soon.
Put up a one-way road sign so the dog doesn't have to go backward.
I got it on video.
The sounds under your bed at night aren't from a monster.
I try not to kill myself.
I think this dog ate a fox and became it. When your dog becomes a massage machine. As a groomer, making a customer happy isn't too hard. Just give them extra love. It's a surprise that dog hasn't flown from the ground yet. The highest level of happiness.
Aww. Aww, okay. That was cute. What is this?
She probably thinks I already told you how to get a police report. I don't want a police report. I want to submit my own police report. Hello.
5 black teens assaulted an Asian teen because she was wearing braids. Cop shuts the window and refuses
Another
to help.
question. You are being recorded, of course.
Pause you right here.
Okay.
I am going to request that you do not video record me.
Is this a public facility?
This is. And
Okay, well then I have
according to the
First
laws of the
Amendment
state of
rights. I can
Washington-
record.
According to the laws of the state of Washington, if I request that you do not record me, video.
No, but this is a public. You have no sense of privacy in a public area. This is a public area. This is a public area. I need to report. Did you face, is that? Yeah. This is I paid for this building.
Piece of shit. Okay. What the fuck? Yeah, good luck with that podcast. It's not racist to love people. White Pride Radio. 100% not racist, guys. You know, I remember this movie. And I never finished watching it. Andrew Tate has made videos explaining how to human traffic. His response, no one's perfect. Oh, really? But you literally think you are perfect, Tate. So, I don't know. Jail changes people. Aw, well, I'd worry about me to kitty too. Iowa cop designs patriotic sneaker. Ah, yes, the excessive force ones. The excessive force ones. Dude, people are gonna get killed wearing those things. Scott Adams, I'm not racist for the things I said. You're racist because of the things I said you never said. It's not okay to be white. If that's how you feel, I don't really want to be around you. That's racist. This guy actually believes this shit. He based all of this racist horse shit he spouted on an unofficial poll, a Rasmussen poll, which asked random people the question, is it okay to be white? So many simpletons, so little time. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Still has not learned anything from his actions yet. Doesn't need to. He's rich and white. Not for long. I bought Dilbert print boxers 27 years ago and I'm regretting it big time. He just keeps doubling down on the idiocy. Would this be a triple down, quintuple down? Can't spin your way out of this, old man. I bet he stayed up all night creating this meme so he could post it.
Something happened in your life.
And then
oh. Is that... Ooh, it's Cadbury, though. I love Cadbury chocolate. Marjorie Three Toes Green on her national divorce proposal. We want our own safe space and we deserve it. After ridiculing safe spaces and calling people snowflakes, coming from one of their leaders is literally hilarious. Of course it's hilarious. She called Greg Abbott, the little piss baby, a globalist. This worked to get my account unbanned after 5 years. Want to get your suspended account back? Just lie and say you're being censored by the radical left. Interesting. Ooh. Racists on a train. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Sharks on a roller coaster meet Santa Claus in space. Okay, and I'm going to need a mirror because, you know, Reddit sucks.
What the fuck? J'ai jamais vu
Fais
ça.
quelque chose, fais quelque chose, fais quelque chose. Fais-moi mettre une dernière fois, fais quelque chose. Fais quelque chose, fais quelque chose, fais quelque chose.
Qu'est-ce que papa ça va faire?
On God, il a raison.
Prochaine station,
I don't know what to think about this. I heard dick and shoes. This is in Montreal. French is French. I don't care what it is in French. Ah, of course the video's no longer available. Not only did this $8 tweet cost Eli Lilly $15 billion in market cap, it eventually led to the insulin price cap. I think we can safely call this the greatest shitpost in the history of the internet. Jack the Hack living in alternative facts reality. Why? Because this governor is more interested in running for president on the backs of New Jersey taxpayers than he is in truly leaving New Jersey stronger and fairer. Imagine wanting to keep Jersey segregated by refusing to build public housing in suburban neighborhoods and accusing your opponent of not wanting the state to be fair. This is the Twilight Zone. Okay. Happy the last of American President's Day. Blah, blah, blah. The hell? Okay. Old Garfield landline phones have been washing up on the same beach in France for over 30 years. I remember the Garfield phone. Oh yeah, the Nintendo Switch kid. Meet new Texas House Rep Nate Schatzlane, who's made out his priorities to attack LGBTQ and trans children in Texas and criminalize drag shows, yet here he is in drag. So that, of course, would mean if they pass anything criminalizing drag, they would be going to prison, right? Aww, two kitties ring bell. What's something that's not a cult but seems like a cult? Okay. Ew, I don't want to see dog shit. Okay. Karen freaks out about a pup. Okay. I'm sick of this. I'm taking off. I just wanted to share those initial videos of the MAGAt dumb fucks.